Welcome to Wasatch Weekends. I'm your host, Ben Roof, and I hope you had a great weekend. Now, let's get this Monday started off right. On today's show, we've got Gretchen Pleshaw checking in with the director of Dear Writer, the Jake Burton Story, and we're going to be checking in with some amazing crafts to do with the kids this summer. But first, a little bit of local weather.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome back to the show. Park City is a mecca for film, whether it's Park City Film or the Sundance Festival. And Gretchen Pleshaw checked in with the director of Dear Writer, the Jake Burton Story. Let's take a look at that interview right now.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Gretchen Pleshaw. I am so honored, so thrilled to have the amazing and brilliant director, Fernando Viana, from an incredible, I'm a little emotional, I'm not gonna lie, the incredible story of Jake Burton called Dear Writer. How are you doing, Fernando?
I'm doing great, Gretchen. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I am truly honored. I know I'm already getting a little emotional. Anyone that has already watched this fantastic film knows that Dear Writer is the life of Jake Burton, but I have to be honest with you. I originally went into it thinking, oh, this is just going to be an amazing historical piece about snowboarding and how Jake had this thought of, riding on the snow, surfing on the snow is exactly how he described it, and how snowboarding came to be, but it was so much more than that. I thank you, and it's such a great homage to his life. It's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it's as far as the history of snowboarding, it is a history of snowboarding, but told through Jake's eyes.
Yes.
And how he lived his life, and but it's also a celebration of his life.
That's what I love so deeply about this is Jake, as you know, something that Fernando and I both have in common is I was blessed enough to cross paths with Jake and be so lucky to get to know the man, the myth, the legend that is Jake Burton. He is one of a kind, as you know, Fernando, and I just feel honored that I got to meet him through the Burton US Open. He was one of the first human beings that believed in me to do interviews. He allowed me to do interviews of all the amazing writers at the Burton US Open. And I love that it shows the quirky, crazy side of him that we all love and know. And it also shows the very driven side of him as well. So it's it's definitely a story about human kindness, finding your truth, living your truth, and also just being happy and struggles and truth of life through cancer, through other things that he went through, the coma, et cetera, which I have to tell you, I never even knew that side of it. So You did an amazing job. And I know a little bit about you. I have a little bit of a backstory. I would love to hear how you got to meet Mr. Jake Burton.
I met Jake once when I interviewed to direct a film, and I got maybe 20 minutes with him, but I had put together a proof of concept that was about like 7-8 minutes long. And, thank God I got to show that to him because it was such an emotional moment. I think for him to experience another a filmmaker interpreting his life, interpreting his battle with Miller Fisher in a very kind of short, compressed time. It was great to see him be moved by it, and it just left such a profound impression on me. And I left there not really thinking I was going to get the job, but so grateful for the experience, so grateful to have the opportunity to show him the proof of concept and to just be able to feel his energy, and he's just such a lovely man. And what I remember the most about that experience is like he tried to make me feel comfortable. You know, a lot of times when you go to an interview, they're like feeling you out, right? But he was like the opposite. He was like, "You okay? Can I get you anything? Are you comfortable? You know, are you relaxed? You know, just sit here, sit next to me, that sort of thing." And yeah, it was different. It was different.
And one thing I love, and I know that you've seen firsthand, is the family, the community. The snowboarding community is such family, and you feel that deeply, and they take you in. And even this morning, someone that is in the movie that is one of Jake Burton's dearest friends that I know misses him very dearly, that you like to call Coxie, Mike Cox. I was messaging with this morning, and it is such a family, and it all started, and it is because of Jake Burton. And it's so profound, and it's felt so deeply throughout your film. And I think that's a side of him, you know, so many people at the Burton US Open that met him loved this larger than life human, but we got to see the funny, dorky, cool like side of him. And I know you got to see that firsthand just from one meeting. You said you were forever changed. So that's pretty awesome as well.
For sure. And the family aspect of snowboarding was something that I didn't know about because I'm not a snowboarder. But I loved the community. I loved how it was always a community from the very beginning, and how you know this Jake's trauma that he suffered when he was young. You know, that he lost family members at a very young age, and this feeling of isolation, this feeling of being lonely, of independence. It's something that I think drove him to form a community, and through snowboarding. And I think that is imprinted in the sport to a certain degree. You know, as far as you know, Jake passed before we started making the film, but me and everyone else in the project was committed that he tell the story as much as possible.
Yeah.
Right. To be the narrator of his film, and we tried very, very hard to pull that off, right? To have him narrate his story, have him take us through the ups and downs, of his career, of his personal life, of his health struggles, and you know, I think by and large we pulled that off, but that was something that was part of the game plan, and you know, have Jake speak for Jake.
Something that really touched me during the film, the story that you did, it was so beautiful. The moments where he was indeed not able to communicate and coming out of the coma, and that he was writing to his friends, his family, and he was still keeping his wit about him. We can't really say the words that he used. Anyone that knows Jake and watches the film will know this exactly what I'm talking about. But he just never lost his love and his lust for life. And that is truly what I think. When you watch this film, you see a man that just had an idea, surfing on snow. That was his passion, his truth. And he taught all of us to live that truth and to truly go out there, live your passion and live it with joy, and not to take life so seriously. But now when you think about that, this man created snowboarding truly out of thin air, and that he did this and lived with such joy and truly lived. It's a pretty amazing. I don't know anyone else like that. I've never met one other human being like him. And I think that's truly what you drive home during this whole film, which is so beautiful.
Yeah, have as much fun as possible.
Yes.
And you know, there's some beautiful moments in the film. One of his sons talks about this incident where he gave a little bird mouth to mouth, right? Yeah. Try to resuscitate this little bird that had just been attacked by a cat, and he goes, you know, that's when I realized my dad has such an appreciation for life, right? And also like you know, he said he learned more about his dad through the cards that his dad was writing when he couldn't see, when he couldn't move. All he could do was move his hand, and he learned more about his father through those cards than he had his whole life. So I think if you distill it to one word, I would distill it to two words. It's passion and fun, right? It's follow your passion and have as much fun as possible, because you know, we're not going to be here forever. And he, that legacy that that he taught us. You know, that way of living. I think it's one that I subscribe to now. So
Yes.
having as much fun as possible is to me is a very profound way of looking at life.
I love that. I love it so much. And I love the film because it does give such a good background about snowboarding. And I know, touching base on this a little bit too, you know, Burton is a huge entity. It's huge. It's all around the world. And you learn more about that in the film. So definitely stay tuned. And the highs and lows of that, like we have talked about, it is a beautiful thing. He brought snowboarding to so many human beings that would never, I mean, he created the whole concept. Also, many people thought he sold out. So you show the highs and the lows because, you know, this man is seen as a god, the god of snowboarding. But he did go through people kind of giving him some gruff about it, you know, and I love that you showed that. It's not an easy journey for anyone that wants to make a name, but he dealt with it with beauty and grace and kind of just kept on going.
You know, the family, I have to give them all the credit because they said, as long as what you put in the film is accurate, we're not going to tell you to take anything out, right? As long as you know, it's factual, right? And those things happened. You know, you know, I don't want to give anything away so people can watch it in the film, but yeah, he had missteps. He made some missteps, but he was human.
Right.
And I think for people to really connect to a character in a film, I mean, like really truly connect with them and have a character stay with them, they have to feel like the character is real.
Right.
And nobody's all good and nobody's all bad. So to paint a false portrait of somebody like they're all good or they're all bad, I think would have been a disservice. And you know, but Jake always owned up to everything, and he learned. He was such a quick learner, right? Yeah, you know, he thought snowboarding was going to be downhill. The future of snowboarding, the sport was going to be downhill races, you know, and he was late. He was late to freestyle, but he made up for it. He was really good at changing course and adjusting. So, and that's really, you know, how we get this done, right? Being flexible.
I would like to say the last thing that I truly love about this is you hear Jake's voice throughout the whole film, and it makes you feel connected. I don't want to get emotional. It did make me emotional, so very emotional, both times I watched it, and it's so beautiful. You feel like he's just sitting next to you narrating his life, and it's amazing. And so I just want everyone to know we love Jake. We miss Jake so much, and this is a way to keep him alive. Fernando, where can people go and watch this Dear Writer, the Jake Burton story?
On HBO Max.
HBO Max.
And yeah, still streaming. And you know, I just wanted to reiterate that it is a celebration of his life, and it is a very joyful kind of message throughout.
Yes.
Yeah, there's tragedy at the heart of it, but the legacy that he left behind is, you know, is a joyful one, and I think we tried really hard to instill that in the film.
Absolutely. I think the message I took away from it was to live your life to the fullest. We're not guaranteed a long time, but we're here for some time, and Jake definitely did that, just that. He lived his life and truly lived it to the fullest. Thank you so much, Fernando, for being with us. I can't wait to watch it again. Please head over to HBO Max, watch Dear Writer, the Jake Burton story. Thank you so much again, Fernando, and keep it right here for more to come.
Welcome back to the show. We've got a fantastic segment called Craft Corner, and they're going to show you a wonderful little thing we can do with squirt guns and our kids this summer. Let's take a look.
Hello, and welcome back to Craft Corner. I'm here with Chloe, of course.
Yes.
She's showing me what seemingly looks like a very interesting craft today.
Yes.
What do you call this craft?
Abstract splatter art using water guns.
Wow, what a
Yeah.
title. What a title. Well, I'm
Yeah.
excited after hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
All
You
right.
should be.
Okay, let's get started. Tell me,
Okay.
guide me.
So the only supplies you need for this is a canvas, some washable paint, and some water guns.
Okay, perfect.
All of this I just got you can get at any local craft store.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it should be pretty easy to get.
Yeah.
So what you do first is choose your color, any color. You can do as many colors as you want on the canvas.
Okay.
I only brought 2 water guns, so we are limited a little bit, but that's
perfect.
okay.
That's fine. Well, I love pink. I think I'm gonna go with
I'm gonna
pink.
do purple.
Pink and purple.
Oh my gosh.
Great combo.
Perfect.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you need 2 cups, any cups, and you want to pour your paint into them.
Okay. How much?
As much as you want, really. The amount doesn't matter that much.
So the amount is like how much we'll have to spray, I guess.
Yes.
And there's water in these cups too.
Yeah, so usually what you would do is you would pour the paint in, and then you want to dilute it with about the same amount of water.
Okay.
So
okay.
50% water, 50% paint, just so the paint is thin enough to actually go through the water gun.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, but not too thin to where it's mostly water and no paint shows up.
Okay, got it. Well, hopefully I did enough. We'll see.
That looks great.
Okay, perfect.
So I brought something to stir it with, just to mix it up.
And I guess washable paint is probably the key, because I can see this
Yes.
getting messy.
Yes, I tested these, and it did get pretty messy.
Mm-hmm.
So washable paint is definitely my suggestion.
Yeah, I definitely don't think acrylic would be the move.
No. I did these, I've done this craft with some kids before, and they loved it.
Okay.
But it does get messy.
Yeah, I can see this would be fun for kids. I mean, a paint gun.
They loved it. It was
Who
so much
doesn't?
fun.
Who doesn't love a gun full of paint? Okay, perfect.
Okay, so next we have these water guns, and for these water guns, you pour the water into here. So I brought a funnel, just a little collapsible one. You don't need a funnel, but
Probably cleaner.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot cleaner if you use one.
Should I hold it while you pour, maybe?
I think I got it. I just
Okay.
need to put it above the hole, and then I pour
There you go.
the paint into the water gun. I'm
Okay.
gonna use the paper towel just so we don't
Yeah,
spill.
this is a little scary, but I believe in you. You're the craft master. Oh, that's kind of cool to watch.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the colors look a
fun.
lot different in this green water gun. So when I was making some earlier, I honestly got confused by which color is which.
Hey, that's kind of more
Because
fun.
it looks so different. But it
It's
was
a
like a little surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
I got mine in.
So I guess you'll
Your
want to
turn.
get this kind of water gun. That seems like the easiest to use.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know what
one
other
that's-
kinds are out there.
This was honestly the only option I saw at the store, besides like super big ones. These are just really easy to work with, and the pressure of the spray on these aren't super hard, so they won't like splatter back, and they're
That
really
seems-
easy
yeah.
to put
Okay,
the
think
paint in.
pouring it in. Oh, yep, there it goes. Perfect. Okay,
Nice.
there's my pink paint. I think I spilled a little, but I kept it minimal. So,
Good, good. Yes, that looks great.
okay, perfect.
All right, now literally now you just spray the canvas.
Spray the canvas. Yeah, I guess
So
this is where
much
the
fun.
abstract comes in.
This is where the fun part comes in.
Oh, wow.
You just
Okay.
shoot the canvas with this water gun.
Okay, I'm nervous.
I'm nervous
but-
too.
Okay, let's see. This better be some
You might have to tilt it up so
tilted up. Oh, like that.
So just so the
Oh,
water
there it
can-
goes. Look at that. And then it has that really cool, like, drippy effect. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
that
And
so
yeah, this could
fun?
be really cool. Should we trade? Mix the colors?
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah, I feel like that'll be a cool
Okay.
look for our
I
pieces.
agree.
Okay, okay.
And it's really I made one where I took some duct tape and put like a C for
Oh,
Chloe
that
on
would
it,
be cool.
and then I just covered it in paint.
Yeah, you could get pretty creative with that. And that's
Yeah.
easy for kids too. And then when it dries, take off the tape,
And
it
then-
reveals this beautiful art piece.
Exactly.
This is really cool. This actually looks a lot cooler than I thought it would.
Yeah, and I also like turning it around so then the
Oh,
paint
to get a cool
spills into different areas. just into the area.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Look
this would
at
be like
that.
this is really good crafts for kids. The
Yeah,
kids
it's-
that did this with me loved it. And
I
it's
bet.
so much fun.
I can see the appeal with the
Yeah.
guns and the paint.
Yeah, I
And
just
yeah,
had
if
to
you
make
had-
sure they didn't spray each other.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, washable.
Yeah,
so-
it's washable. They did get it on their clothes, but it came off right away.
Yeah. And then if you had like a bunch of different water guns, you could just
Yeah.
go ham with
Every
a bunch of
single
different
color.
paint colors. That'd
Yeah,
be pretty cool.
these could be really good gifts too. You could write like "Mom" for Mother's Day or for a birthday.
True.
Or
Yeah,
you
this
could just
is.
make a fun abstract art piece.
I know. I like can't stop spraying it.
I
I'm
know,
I'm
it's
having a
just so
great
much
time. Oh,
fun.
yours looks cool with all those
Thanks.
different drips. Okay.
It's just such a fun way to get creative.
I'm-
and
yeah.
Not like you don't need to be a super amazing artist at
Right.
all.
I mean, it's kind of just up to the water gun because it's
Yeah.
so abstract.
It's very abstract.
But you still end up with a really cool looking piece.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like, you could totally frame these and hang them up on a wall. Because
Yeah.
they just look so fun and cool.
Yeah, this would match, you know, get the colors of your room.
Yeah, exactly.
Gorgeous.
You
Well, I
can
love
have
this.
so much creativity with this. It's so customizable.
Yeah, I need to stop myself because I feel like
Me
it's at a
too.
good place.
I feel
or
like
it's
I
just
might.
gonna be
I
covered.
feel like I did a lot, but
It looks
it
so
looks
cool
good.
though, and I like
I
the
know,
different.
It's so much fun.
Wow, that actually turned out pretty good. I kind of
Yeah.
feel like an artist right now.
Yeah, you
Wow.
are. You did that.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you. Well, this was a really fun craft.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing this to me today.
Of course.
Definitely you should try this at home if it looks fun, if
It's
you have
so much
kids,
fun.
if you're an adult. I mean, I had a great time with this, so
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend trying it out. Thank you so much, and thank you for
course.
watching. We'll see you next time.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today's show, and that about wraps up this week's editions of Wasatch Weekends. If you missed any of our fantastic episodes, you can always catch us on parkcity.tv or right here on Park City TV. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday. I'm Ben Roof, and this has been Wasatch Weekends.